Here's your package.
On the range with a little bit of snow, and we have, whoa, one of those.
Did it catch it?
And we're out here on the range with not just a CZ Scorpion, because to be honest with you, I'm not in love with the CZ Scorpion. Today, we have something way cooler than that. We have this Richmond Tactical Stinger Suppressor combined with the Nexus Evo Gen 1 receiver and bolt combo. They got the handguard and barrel as well, but we'll get into that. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I've done a lot of PCCs on this channel, most of them bad, some of them good. In this case, we finally have a good one. If you don't care about Scorpions, you might actually care about this. This thing is absolutely sick. The way it works is so simple. I don't know why other companies haven't thought of this. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, guys, we're in the studio. We just fired 18 million rounds of Badlands ammunition, 9mm through this, and...
What's up, motherfucker? It's been over a year and you still haven't paid me.
Dan, listen, I can explain. Shit. Thank God this video was sponsored by RMA Plates. RMA Plates was a proud sponsor of this particular episode. They kept me alive as of 3.5 seconds ago. Guys, this is a level 4 plate. RMA Plates just wanted to let you guys know they sell plates. Check them out. Hey, Dan! What optic you got on that pussy?
It's an SRO. I got it at OpticsPlanet. I had to use your code Micah because you don't pay me, pussy. Not gonna lie though, dude. Kinda have been respecting the drip. Where'd you get it from?
You really mean that? Thanks, man. I got most of the drip from Americana Pipedream Apparel. I sell military surplus, Flectarn, all the patterns, band camos, etc. I use the coupon code BUSSI to save over there. Are we cool?
Yeah, man. We're cool.
Boy howdy, you may have noticed there. Very low recoil, very speedy. Okay, that's what this thing is. It's a spicy fast gun. Overall, one of the most pleasant PCC shooting experiences that I have had in a long time. Combining the can, barrel, the receiver, the delayed blowback system, this is what the CZ Scorpion should have always been. I have some targets set up. We're gonna be running some speedy build drills from different distances just to show how manageable this thing is. Ultimately, what we have here is a receiver that is delaying your Scorpion's blowback, meaning if you already have a CZ Scorpion, you can literally just buy this receiver. You don't need the bolt, the handguard, the barrel, the suppressor, none of that. You can simply buy the receiver. It comes with both of those detents, and you now have a delayed blowback Scorpion. You no longer have a direct blowback Scorpion. A lot of you may be asking, hey Micah, I'm not an expert. I just like mag-dumping trash. That's why I'm on this channel. What's delayed blowback? What's direct blowback? Direct blowback is where If I fire a bullet, the bullet goes forward, the gases build up and slams the bolt to the rear. There's no fancy mechanisms helping control or manage recoil. You just simply have a weighted bolt slamming to the rear. A delayed blowback system, the gases have to build up and reach a certain pressure before defeating or unlocking the delayed blowback system. In this case, the two ball bearings sitting behind the carrier, it's fighting them until they finally squish back out and allow it to cycle. What that does is, here we have our Scorpion. We're just gonna show you. We have a target, I don't know, what do you think this is, 7 yards? Something like that?
Yep.
We have a target right here. We're gonna do a really basic build drill. Try to go as fast as I possibly can. I don't even have a shot timer, but we're gonna show you the groups, how close they are, and all that. You ready, Dan?
Beep.
Let's take a look. I did throw a Charlie. That's okay, though. The real thing that we're paying attention to here is that is 3 rounds. By the time I really started to get it dialed in, I stacked 3 rounds. We'll play it back a little slower. Could you see the target?
It was fuzzy.
Let's do it again, and this time we'll focus on the target. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not gonna ask for anything tighter than that for how fast I was going. Okay, 1 Charlie, the rest alphas. Let's strap the camera to the gun and actually show you guys what it looks like to shoot this thing. So we're back with a new setup so that way you guys can see POV what the recoil is gonna feel like. I have the cameraman Dan filming the cameraman filming. So now you guys get the awesome experience. Ready? I've never aimed through a viewfinder of a camera before. This is gonna be crazy. Okay, hold on. We're not gonna present the gun super fast because it's super, like, there's a delay on the screen. We're just gonna start on target and show the build drill.
Is that night vision high mount there?
Yeah. This is the next evolution of digital scopes. All right, ready? Beep. Holy shit, those were all A zones. Okay, let's do it again. Now that I know it actually, oh, the camera adjusted. All right, we readjusted the camera. Let's see if we can actually nail this build drill. We have 2 Charlies on there right now. So if there's any more, here we go. No way. All A's through the camera, baby. Yeah, we still only have 2 Charlies on here. So who knows? Did they all just go to the right and to the left? You guys saw. One thing I noticed about the OG Scorpion is the recoil feels rather weighted, rather chunky. It's just a big old metal hunk of mass slamming into your shoulder. The recoil on this thing feels so light and so snappy. I can tell that these bearings are putting in work because, I mean, Dan, on camera, does that look as snappy as it feels in person? Does it look like it just cycles and goes right back on target?
Yeah, give us a quick 3 round.
So pay attention on how fast this thing cycles, snaps, and goes right back on target. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't have enough good things to say about it.
At this moment, he realized he had nothing good left to say.
Now we're gonna get into the one thing I don't like about it. So we just ran out of ammo, and I wanna be super speedy, tactical, and I wanna do my fancy reload. So I use this included Magpul fancy extendo thingy, and I push it, but nothing happens. That's the tragic part. My mag does not fall out. I cannot just push the button. I have to yeet my mag out, get the new mag in. If I go to fire the gun, boom, can't drop mag. What I can do is I can MP5 this. Once I disengage that bolt interacting with the mag, then the mag drops free, and I can do my, oh, I can't do that.
Very silly.
I have to HK slap it and get back in business. So that's probably my biggest gripe with the gun. And I'm pretty sure that's a Scorpion issue, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have a whole lot of experience on the OG Scorpion. Scorpion guys, let me know if the magazine interacts the same way. Now, I've also only fired Magpul magazines through this. Haven't tested any other mags. Could be a Magpul issue. So we have established the gun has very light recoil, super snappy recoil. It's not like a roller delayed MP5 where those kind of float and are super smooth. This is actually like quite the opposite. I wish I knew what trigger came with this, but it's so much better than the stock CZ. I mean, I'll just show you how much better it is. All right, so before we head home and actually tear this thing apart under some awesome lighting and show you how the bearings work and why it's so much better than a normal Scorpion, I wanted to compare something. So obviously, half the reason that I like this is because it looks sick, okay? If your gun doesn't look sick, you lost half the battle. Everybody knows that when you're like dying in the trenches of World War VII, you're going to be sitting there freezing going like, I wish my tan anodized matched. So this uses the Richmond Tactical Stinger Suppressor. I found Richmond Tactical on Instagram, and by golly, I was like super addicted to the look, how the handguard has the perfect lines that flow with the suppressor, and it was just so unique looking. I was like, dang, I kind of want a Scorpion. At the time, I didn't realize exactly what kind of monster I was creating because the OG Scorpion fires so poorly suppressed that I was like kind of hesitant on running a suppressor with a Scorpion. Those rollers put in work. This thing is so... Getting ahead of myself. We'll talk about that when we go to the garage because it's so cold. This is like hypothermia weather. I wanted to compare this to a roller delayed gun, but kind of not really. So I felt like the B&T GHM9 SD was a fair comparison because unlike this gun, the SD has ports in the barrel that actually slow the 9mm rounds down to be subsonic, making every supersonic 9mm subsonic. But this is a direct blowback gun. I wanted to compare the sounds of the suppressors against them because this is not what you'd consider integrally suppressed. The handguard simply sits back into the handguard, sort of like a SIG Rattler. That's a quiet bitch. You've now heard that gun. All right, now we're going to the Nexus Evo Gen 1 with the Richmond Tactical Suppressor. This thing definitely puts in work for not being a gun that slows down the round to subsonic. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is definitely a sneakier weapon. Like, this one shoots me. I mean, I don't know, I guess we haven't tried to do this with that one. Let's see if the B&T's got that heat. B&T doesn't have the smoke. Yeah, no. Yeah, this gun sucks. This thing is so... Getting ahead of myself. We'll talk about that when we go to the garage because it's so cold. This is like hypothermia weather.
If you don't know the difference between a blowback system or a delayed blowback system, let me explain. Here we have a KUSA KP9. If we take the recoil spring out, we have our bolt assembly. This is literally just a weighted piece of mass, okay? This is all just metal that they use to add weight to counteract the pressure of the round directly blowing the bolt back. So when I pull the trigger, it ignites the gunpowder begins to burn down the barrel and expand and create pressure that then pushes the bolt to the rear, and then the recoil spring will send our bolt back forward, pick up a round, and cycle our weapon. That's fantastic. Direct blowbacks are extremely reliable. There's no fancy moving parts. There's no need for timing. It's literally just pull the trigger and the thing cycles to the rear and cycles forward. It's about as simple as it gets, honestly. The drawbacks mainly in my eyes being that that bolt is kind of weighted already to fire unsuppressed reliably. You add a suppressor to that system and now that thing is hitting a lot harder than it was designed for. I don't think it's gonna necessarily break your gun, but what it is gonna do is have it recoil a lot harder and push a lot more gas into the receiver, thus into your face. With a delayed blowback gun, you pull the trigger, boom, you hit the bullet, the gunpowder ignites, the pressure begins to build. Unlike the direct blowback, however, that bolt is still locked because that bolt must overcome these sprung bearings in order to actually start cycling back. Why is that beneficial? Delaying the recoil is beneficial for two main reasons. Recoil and gas. The amount of gas that makes its way into the receiver is, a lot of it is already, pushed forward, and the amount of recoil felt to the shooter is also less because these are timed to release at an exact amount of pressure, so you're gonna get that nice, soft recoil impulse, not just the full weight of the bolt sending itself back. I don't have enough good things to say about it. They say it's 35% less recoil than the CZ Scorpion, but who knows? I don't know how those nerds come up with that number. All I know is it's less. You would probably feel that it's less as well. The guys over at Nexus designed this to be 100% backwards compatible with the Scorpion. So if you wanted to buy just their detent delayed upper receiver, you can use your old Scorpion bolt with it. Now, they've talked about out-of-battery detonations with the actual original CZ gun, so I'd probably recommend picking up their bolt as well. But let's actually take a close look at the bearings so that way we can see what we're dealing with here. All right, now we gotta rack this guy back. I hate this. You can give yourself CZ Scorpion thumb with this thing. So here we have the bolt and recoil system. Well, part of the recoil system. We'll talk about the bearings here in a sec. It's literally just a giant guide rod with a spring and a giant weighted bolt. Now, here's where the magic happens. Okay, we are on my iPhone and you can see these two bearings. We have a bearing there and we have a bearing there. Now, these bearings are what sit behind this portion of the bolt. You can actually see that long streak where the bearings ride right there on either side of our bolt. There's another line right there. So if I get something in here to show you guys this, these bearings will depress. Boom, just like that. The back side of that bearing, it must develop enough pressure to unlock the bearing until it overcomes it. These both unlock and back it goes. It's literally that simple. There's just two detents that the bolt is fighting against. That is more simple than a roller delayed system. That's more simple than the detent delay system. Big shout out to Richmond Tactical for including the suppressor for this video. Big shout out to Nexus Evo for making a good delayed system. It's robust, it's simple, it's effective. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Love y'all.